After many delays, it's finally here as we finally can open up Revival Selection.
Stand up! Vanguard!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're finally here. The new set for Vanguard has finally dropped. It took a while, but the Revival Selection is now actually here. But before we're gonna open up this box, we have a word from our sponsors. This video has been sponsored by Parkit. You've heard me talk about them before on the channel as they've been a proud sponsor of this channel for a long while now. But more importantly, today I want to bring you attention as they now put the pre-orders for Clan Selection 1 and V-Clan Collection Volume 2 on their store. So if you need any of the potential clan splits, maybe boxes or half cases or cases or just singles, you can go to Parkit right now. Order your splits that you're interested in, and don't forget to use the discount code TIMELY5 to get 5% off your entire order. And also, you can use the discount code on more than only the V-Clan collection stuff. So, if you need any more cards for Cards of Vanguard or maybe even other card games, then go to Parkit.com and order your cards today. That said, back to the video. So probably a lot of you know that I'm not too much keen of premium as of yet, but I've been keeping my eye on the format. There were a couple of decks that I really wanted to try out, and one of those decks being Pale Moon, but it was way too expensive to even get my hands on the important key cards. But thanks to this set, thanks to the inclusion of the Revival Selection, now I can finally start building a lot of these expensive decks for relatively cheap, thanks to the new reprints in this set, and I think it's gonna be a nice addition for anybody that tries to get into premium. Now, interesting thing about this particular box, it is huge. You probably don't really see how big it is, but let me grab another box for a comparison. So this is a normal typical overdress box. It's the same size like this. But if I flip it on its side, you can see the difference in just the thickness of this box. Like, it's basically 50% extra thickness because of the extra packs that are included in the box. Because what this is a 24-pack booster box with seven cards within every single pack. So there are 168 cards within this box. Usually, it's like 50% less, if not even less than that. So it's a beefy boy of a booster box itself, which is also seen in the price of these boxes as they're significantly higher than most boxes. Now, one thing that's I think is unique to this particular set is that not only do they have very nice reprints, and we also have some very good box toppers with the Zero Dragons, but I believe that in this box, and we're gonna see that in a moment, is that you get clan packs, if I remember correctly. So if you open up a pack, you will only have the cards for one particular clan in that pack. Now, I could be wrong. It could be in a different set, but I thought it was Revival Selection being the one that had this uniqueness to the card, to the design of the set itself. But if that's the case, it's very unique because that means there's a chance you just need one pack, and that's everything you need if you need a reprint for one clan. But of course, that will be very lucky if that's the case. So we have this random promotion once again, and then we've got the packs. So we got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 years. That's kind of I think the box packs were moved a bit because that was 11. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 packs. So one pack for each clan, if I remember correctly. And then our box stopper is Zero Dragon of Destroy Star Stark. So I've heard about this, but now I can see it for myself. These box stoppers, these Zero Dragons, aren't foiled. So they're basically just common foil or just non-foil. It's just common cards with nothing special to them, which is, maybe you can say that's a bad thing for anybody that hasn't access to these Zero Dragons, but at the same time, it does mean that all the other Zero Dragons that are still in print, or at least not in print, but in circulation, those are still special. Those ZRs with a special foiling, or just the high rarity triple Rs or the secret rares, they're still special because these easy to get versions are just low rarity stuff for anybody that doesn't want to spend too much money on foiling out their G-Zone. But for people that had them or wants to bling out the deck, means that those older versions still have value. So this is a nice touch to also still give some value to older cards within the secondary market. So with that done, we can immediately jump straight into the opening, and I think I'm gonna go fast route because most of the cards are already discussed on the channel before, and I even made a reveal video for the Gear Chronicle ones. But if it's not clan packs, then we can basically go slow. But we can immediately go see if I remember correctly, if these are all clan packs. So here we have the stand trigger for Bermuda Triangle, and that's also a thing. All these cards, I believe she was originally a rare. All of them now are going to have triple R foiling, which is very nice for a lot of older common cards that now can be upgraded to triple R status. So first of all, we got Crook. Yeah, so this is because that probably means that all the cards are Bermuda Triangle within this pack. So we got Tross. Tross is a very nice reprint for Bermuda Triangle in general. So Anj is also very nice. This is a very versatile stride unit for your G-Zone that can be used in a lot of situations. Then we've got Riviere, which was also a very expensive stride, just in combination with Twirl for the Superior Ride engine, and also Superior Stride. Then we've got Turia, which is again a very good generic stride for Bermuda Triangle. And then we've got Citron for the G-Guard for Bermuda Triangle. So every clan is going to get a stand trigger in this set, as well as a new G-Guard. And the G-Guard can come into SP foiling. And I believe we get 1 SP per box, if I remember correctly. Which means, I assume that you're just going to replace the normal triple R version of that G-Guardian for the SPs. But we have to wait and see till we get. Now, would be interesting and would be nice if we get the Gear Chronicle one as an SP. But we have to wait and see. So let's see what the second clan pack is going to be. And the second one is Dark Irregulars. Oh, this is very nice. Monochrome of Nightmareland and triple R foiling. Man, I wish I could have used this in my old Bladewing deck. That would have looked pretty nice. So we've got Yellow Bolt. Again, a very nice reprint thing. This one became popular thanks to 2019 Maxime with his NOK deck. Then we've got a reprint of the Old Dimension Creeper. Also very nice. It was also common in the past. Now we got Charlotte Vampire for the generic Great Freeze that suddenly get reprinted for some reason, because some of them are really weird. You're gonna see that with Royal Paladin. We got Blader Mouse, which is a nice stride. We got Gasteel Damonas. It's a strong stride that's still useful, but man, I wish this card. I wish I could just throw the card away, because this thing is a pain in the ass to deal with. And then we've got Acrobat Marlet for the G-Guard. So once again, no SP G-Guard for Dark Irregulars as well. So we still continue for the hunt for that one. So next up, we've got Tachikaze. Again, a very nice stand trigger foiling. So I assume every pack is going to start with the stand trigger. So we got the stand trigger. Then we've got Sonic Nova, which is interesting because this is one of the few V-Series cards that get reprinted. Talking about V-Series reprint, we also got Turbulent Smilodon as a reprint. The Old Gaia Emperor, which is still a solid card to me, if I'm not gonna lie. Now we got the Gaia Stride, which is also a nice one. Dogma I like really a lot as a generic Stride reprint. And then we've got Blockade Gunga, not to be confused with the Blockade archetype for Kagero. So overall, pretty sweet reprints for Tachikaze as well. I think my favorite one is Dogma. I think it's still run even though you have this new Dogma as well, because it's solid restand. It has always been the case, and thanks to Exo Circles being a thing, it's even easier to facilitate the retired cards or the retire options for Dogma himself. Then we've got the Spike Brother pack, so we've got Devil Watch. Yeah, Devil Watch. Then we got Mega Trainer, also very important. Jelly Beans, again, very important for the GB8 archetype or the playstyle. Then we've got the Old Rising Nova as a reprint. Then there he is, the GB8 himself, Hellheart 8. And we've got Bullpower Acreus for just the aggro build as well. And then we've got the Flip Guard, again, a very staple card for the GB8 build, Turbo Linus, because you need those flippers to make the GB8 build as consistent as possible. So that's the fourth pack. Then next up, still no SP though. So next up we've got Link Joker. So we have Kai's clan that he revealed for the Revival selection. So we've got the Stand Trigger, which is pretty questionable. Then we've got Freeze Ray Dragon. It looks pretty stunning in this triple R. I believe it was originally triple R or double R, but this foiling on him looks pretty good. Again, another card that looks stunning. We've got Chaos Breaker Crisis. Then the G-Guard Lacus Carina. Then also Glue Ball Dragon, which is still a really solid stride. Also Chaos Breaker Deluge, again a very good stride. It was originally in GR, so this is basically a downgrade, which is funny because most of them are upgrades or just same grades. And then we've got Cosmo Reef as the other G-Guard for Link Joker. So overall, again, very good reprints because most of those Chaos support cards are kind of ridiculous in price before this set. So it's nice to see them. So next up, we've got the one for Mega Conley. So again, the stand trigger. This is the Dark Device stand trigger. Then we've got a Machine in Crit, which I believe can shuffle. Yeah, it can shuffle back into the deck, so that's nice. Then we've got the Old Gridora as well. And we got... I believe this was just a random rare G-Guard, so that's just nice to see as an upgrade. Then another downgrade, because again, this was a GR, but very nice to see this thing being not very accessible, because this was a pain in the ass ever since it was printed. It was very expensive. Talking about very expensive cards, this card was very expensive and also impossible to get, so having Opti this now being accessible, very nice. And then finally, we've got Relish Lady as, I believe this is the Flipper G-Guard. Yeah, this is the Flip G-Guard, so that's also nice to have that as well. Then we go to Clan Pack number 7, so we're quarter down. So next up, we got Oracle Think Tank, a Witch stand trigger. Then we've got Psychic Bird, a very good crit trigger. I don't know if it's still used till this day, but this was used for a long time, and it got many different prints as well. Then we got the Oracle PG. I'm not sure if this actually played, but if it is, nice to have it as well, because this is one of those special archetype PGs that had that additional skills at the end of the G era. Then we got Cone Magus. Then we got the, I believe this is the second Susanoo, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because this is the Oracle keyword, where the original printing of the Great Freeze didn't have the keyword just yet. Then we got Ichikishima, with very nice, because it's probably the strongest stride they have access till this day. And then for their G-Guard, we've got Amaterasu, which I believe is same rarity as it used to be, because I believe it was also originally a triple R. Then pack number 8. Let's see which clan we got now. I believe this is Royal Paladin. I see a stand trigger for... Yeah, this is Royal Paladin. Okay. So now you're going to see one of those questionable Great Freezes that are reprinted in this set. So we got the center. Flogel is a very important reprint because it's for the Blast Engine. And seeing this in triple R foiling is very nice because I believe this was a common. Then we've got Javelin Larousse, which is a nice tech option for the Blaster Engine. It's not a staple, I believe, but a good option. Then Lul was originally rare. Seeing this in triple R is also very nice. Now this is the card I was originally talking about. King of Knights Halford. I don't know why they decided to reprint this. Maybe because of nostalgia factor, or they had no other good Great Free to reprint. But yeah, it was weird seeing this one as an choice for the reprints. But what isn't weird is Gansalot Peace Saver. This is a very good stride to have. So seeing this as reprint is pretty cool. And then we've got Divine Mask Gull for the G-Guard. Still no SPG guard. So we're still on the hunt for it. We're still looking out for the SPG guard. So next up we've got... Okay, so we already had Kai with Link Joker. Now we have the different fight with Dementia Police. So first up we've got the Stand Trigger. Then we've got the Enigman Perfect Guard. I know that this card was pretty legit. I'm not sure if it's still played till this day, but it's still legit PG nonetheless. Then we got a Dimension Robot Dijet, which is a... I believe this card allows you to shuffle back Great Freeze. Yeah, it's shuffle back Great Freeze, so this could be great with the new Daikaiser as well. Then we've got Bravest Rush Grand Gallop. This is a potential rear guard, but I believe there's already better options within the V-Series card pool. Maybe even in Overseas, I'm not sure, but I believe there are better options than this. So this is just like King of Knights Alpha, just a generic Great Free reprint they had to include. Then we got GO5, still a solid G-Guard. Then X-Gallop is an insane stride, probably one of your go-to first strides. So I was thinking this is a reprint for easy access. Access is pretty nice to see. And then for the other G-Guard, we've got Atlantis Dolphin. I think it's still a nice card to have in your G-Zone. I'm not sure if it's like a staple G-Guard, but I think it's still one that you maybe play one of, maybe two? I'm not too sure on that one though. Probably need to ask different fights because he probably knows he knows way more than me on the clan, especially in premium. So next up we've got the other robot clan, as we got Nova Grappler. So first we got Energy Girl. I believe she is pretty legit even because of the fact that she allows you to stand things, so that works very nice with Bustard. Then we got Bare Knuckle Ernest, which is an interesting reprint. I believe it was part of a combo that allows you to get a lot of value, but I'm not sure if I remember that correctly. Then we got Gulsachi, again a solid rearguard. Then Zubat Battler Victor. Interesting enough, still to this day, probably one of the better ride targets for Nova Grappler. I don't know why that's the case, but it's such a strong card. If only this thing also has the Axel Circle printed on it, then this thing would have been insane. Then for the G-Guard, we've got Gunnery, which is a really nice G-Guard. And then we've got Favorite Gem Victor, one of the finishing strides you have access to besides Bustard. And then we've got Dogen Nitan for the other G-Guard. Again, still a solid G-Guard to have nonetheless. Okay. Then follow up, we've got Narukami. Okay, so one of my other favorite clans to play, especially in premium. So we've got Narukami, so the stand trigger. This is really nice to see because this was originally also just a common. And I used to play this in my Vanguard deck as well. Then we've got the Anastasia Perfect Guard. So this is, I believe she originally was a double R, so having this is nice. But I believe I already have this in SP. And this, of course, cannot beat an SP. But it's nice to have nonetheless. Then we got Cho, one of those rare V-Series reprints, so that's nice to see. Then Vanquisher Sparking, again, is just for those great free reprints. I don't really think this is actually something you're going to play anymore, but again, if you want to play old school era, because don't forget, you can also just play older eras. You don't have to necessarily play the current eras. If you want to go for a nostalgia run and play some old G era play, maybe GBT 11, GBT 12, then just grab this copy to have easier access to those cards, so that's also nice. And then we've got Brahma as well as another G-Guard. And then we've got VMAX, interesting card. I've seen this card may lose more games than actually win, which is funny enough, but hey, it's a card to have. And then the other G-Guard reprint we've got is Bulwark. This is nice because this card was only accessible in double R. I'm not sure in SP, but I don't have it in SP, so having it as a triple R is nice, so I can upgrade my Narukami decks as well. Almost nearing the half. This is pack number 11, and that's gonna be Murakumo. So this is all gonna be for the loop strategy, if I remember correctly, because we got Hidden Scroll for the loop. Tamba is also for the loop. Then Dual Weapon is also for the loop. This is just one of the random Great Freeze. This is Covert Demonic Dragon Arigato Spark. I believe this worked with another Great Free, if I remember correctly, but I'm not sure. Then we got Yasuo Genma, which is nice. This also works, I believe, for the loop as well. Then Shibaraki Victor, Insane Stride. Interesting enough, this is one of the rarer strides that came from the premium collection that now gets reprinted. This isn't the case for a lot of these strides, though. I think Daimonos is one of them. This is the other that we've seen so far, and I think it's going to be like maybe a top 4 or 5 clans that had this treatment. And then for the G-Guard, we've got Shishiyuzuki. Well, we'll figure that out in a moment, how many clans actually got a reprint from the Fighters Collection, Premium Collection. And it's mainly Premium Collection 2019. No cards from 2020 got reprinted, if I remember correctly. Oh, okay. Now we get to my clan. So, first off, Tripar Uratar. Very nice. That's very nice. So, next up, Tripar TikTok Worker. Also, very nice. That looks pretty good. Now you can dunk on your opponents in high foils. Then next up we got History Maker, Tripar. Now this we already had in Tripar because you get one Tripar in the trial deck. I'm not sure if it's much different from the trial deck, but at the very least now it's easier to get it. Then next up we got Chrono Jet Dragon G. Again, was already in Tripar, but I don't believe in this foiling. I believe it only had the hot stamp. And again, it's not really a card that's used today, but you can play it, especially if you want to go old school. This is now another option for it. Now we get to Hatred Round Dragon. Okay, so I believe Hatred Round Dragon was not the card that you could get in SP in this set. I believe it's the other G-Guard, so we have to wait and see. Again, this is nice, but I don't have the SP of Hatred Round Dragon, so I can upgrade my deck, but at some point I probably want to get my hands on the SP. So next up we got Gear Groovy. Again, very nice to see this as well. But besides that, we also have then, of course, the new card inclusion in this set, and it's Bearlock. Now, I'm not sure how good this card is going to be in actual Gear Chronicle decks. I'm gonna play around with this particular card, but I believe this is the one that you could get in SP instead of Hatred Round. But seeing as it's not SP, that's sadly not the case. So who knows if we still on the hunt for the fact that if we're gonna get an SP in one box, and if that's the case, which clan is that going to be? Like apparently it's not Gear Chronicle, so we're gonna keep searching. So up to pack number 14. So 14, we've got Nubatama, and we got the Stand Trigger again for foiling. Then we got, this is the, I believe, the original Ember clone for the deck. Then Shiranui as one of those reprints that for just a great free. Okay, this is a really good reprint. Rinne is a very strong staple stride within Nubatama. Then we also got Mukuro. I'm not sure if this is a very important stride, but a one-off could be very nice. Mugen Lord, again, for the Dominate strategy, also potentially very good stride to have. And then for the Dominate strategy, we also have the G-Guard, which is also really good. So basically, this is the entire Dominate package that you got access to. buy 4 packs, and you can literally just almost build entire Dominate from set 4 GBT 14. So again, if you want to visit old formats, this is a nice way to also possibly do that as well. So next up, we've got Angel Feathers. So we have the stand trigger for Angels. Then we've got the No-Shio Grade 1. I'm not sure if this actually is still played till this day, because we now have the Dropgy, which is the same name. But if not, still nice. Now we also have the No-Shio Grade 2. And then we have Anatron, or yeah, Arataron, which is also a... I'm not sure if it's still used, but it was very used for the Rescue Check archetype. So still nice to see this. Also the old Gavriel being reprinted. Very nice to see. Then the Gavriel Stride Eden, which is very nice. And then for the G-Guard, we've got Holy Seraph Suriel. So a lot of the Rescue archetype or playstyle is now being reprinted. I'm not sure how many of these cards are actually played for Angel Feathers, because it's one of those clans from G-Era and Premium where I just have no clue what's actually going on with it. I've zero played it, zero tested it whatsoever, almost hardly played against it, so my guess, I'm probably the worst person to ask about the clan for any information. So next up we got Neo Nectar, again one of those clans that I used to play just like Narukami, so let's see what we got here. So we have Cosmo Pixie Lisbeth, which was an interesting stand trigger, which sadly immediately, as long as I played the game, got limited, so I'm not familiar with how good this card actually could have been. We got the Bloom PG, which is interesting. Then we got Maiden of Gladiolus. This card is basically useless now that Katrina got banned, so I'm not sure why they reprinted this card, as there's no use behind this card, actually, in my opinion. Then we've got Pensy Musketeer Sylvia. This is interesting, because this is one of those rare cards of the V-Series that got reprinted, but funny enough, the entire Musketeer archetype is getting reprinted in the upcoming V-Clan collection set, except for this card. So if you get this card from this set, you can get the entire Musketeer package for really cheap, thus making the Musketeer archetype suddenly budget, which is great to see. So this is very nice. The only card that I think isn't reprinted and accessible is the old VR Musketeer, I believe, Cecilia, which is a shame because she won't get reprinted for anytime soon thanks to that weird reprint policy, but you know, it is what it is. We cannot really do anything about it. Then we also got the new Arsha, the second Arsha, which is very nice. Love this artwork. And then we've got the Velomina Stride. Again, very nice. This is in the similar ballpark of Overwhelm that was staple once it came out and expensive as well. So seeing it is great. And then we've got Antero for the G-Guard, which is a very strong G-Guard as well. This is the Kagero clan pack. So we have Inspire Yell Dragon, which is good for the stand loop build. Question is, how good is this going to be and how long that's going to be legit? We have to wait and see until the next ban list. Then we got Belloc, again a pretty strong guard option. And then we also have the Cross, which is a nice reprint for the Legion build. So you can play that deck on a more cheaper budget. Then the Destiny, for if you want to go Overlord strategies. Not sure if it's still playable at this juncture of time. And we got the import of the Dragonic Overlord, the Turnabout, which is interesting to see this card. Not sure if it's actually good, but now players can also experiment with this card as well. And it's an interesting card to actually see the manga panel within a card as well, because we hardly see these type of cards entering in the West. So having it's a nice collectible, if I'm going to be very honest. So even if the card's not good enough, I think it's nice to have it at the very least. And for the Stride, we've got Dumbjet Vader. One is again one of those rare premium collection Stride reprints. And then for the G-Guard, we got the Nile Griffin. And this is a very good reprint G-Guard, because probably it's arguably one of the strongest G-Guards they ever printed. And it's always been super expensive. So having it now being accessible is very nice. Now moving on to pack number 18. So we're 3/4 in. We've got Great Nature with the Stand Trigger. Then we've got Crayon Tiger. So this is a very good reprint, because this thing had needed reprint for years and years, and it's finally got a reprint. Thank the gods that it got a reprint. Then Talented Rhinoceros, Amazing Professor Big Belly, which is basically another version of Crayon Tiger. We got Spangled for the G-Guard. Then Barwheel, again, same park as Wilhelmina, and Overall was from the same set. A G-Guard that immediately was a staple. And then once again, one of those new cards, we got Symbol Monkey. Now, is this a good card? I don't think so, but it's one of those cards we never got, and now we do, so you know what? I'm fine with that. Okay, 6 more clan packs to go, and we enter Pale Moon. Okay, Pale Moon, this is one of the most important packs for me personally. Because first off, we got Princess Girl of Mirrorland, which is an insane stand for the clan. Then, we've got Purple Trapezes. This card was ridiculously expensive for the longest of time. One of the reasons why I didn't get into the clan in premium because it was too expensive and was important for almost every good deck for Pale Moon. Then, Flying Paraton, exact same situation. Expensive for no reason, and now it's finally accessible on a cheaper basis. Now, this card is weird, because she also gets reprinted in the V-Clan collection, so it's kind of weird about this card. I don't really feel that this was any needed here. Then we got the Harry, just in the generic grade 3 that's being reprinted. Then we got the Harry Stride promo, which is nice because it's a very strong stride that's still usable till this day. And then, ooh, okay, so this is RSP. So RSP is Kinesis, Megatrick, Coulthard. So we got the Pale Moon G-Guard SP version. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, which is pretty nice. So that's... And I believe, yeah, this is the Flip G-Guardian version. I'm not sure if the original Flip G-Guardians came in SP treatment or not. I don't think they did. So this is the first time that this card is accessible in SP. So that's very nice. Which means I'm 100% sure that I don't have this card in SP. So having it in SP even more makes it even more reason to build Pale Moon in premium. So yeah, cannot be happier with that. So next up, we've got 5 more to go. So we entered Genesis. So first up we got Taro, which probably will also see some type of restriction very soon. Then we've also got the Valencia Witch. Then we've got Gelgia, and these are all cards that work for the Vanguard loop strategy. Because we also have Grappa, and then for just a staple or just a grade 3 that is that we all know and has some recognition to it. We got Minerva, but probably doesn't really do anything. We got the Amaruta Umbral Stride from Premium Collection. And then for the G-Guard, we've got Colors Iris, or Goddess of 7 Colors Iris, which is still a really good solid G-Guardian because of its versatility and the option to set up your plays during your opponent's turn. So, very good. Then, followed up, we've got Grand Blue. So, we've got Maxime's cards that he revealed on his channel. And we got Mick the Ghosty and family. We've got Grenache, a very good reprint because this card was hard to get and still a solid one-off in a lot of decks. So having this now, very nice. Then we got Samurai Spirit, probably another very solid import that we finally got. This thing was at the start of V-Series, and now when V-Series is over, we're finally getting this card. You know what? Better late than never. Then we also got Skeleton Cannoneer for a rarity bump, as well as Nightstorm. Both these cards were commons, which are still really good. And we got Big Obadiah, once those again, a Premium Collection 2019 Stride reprint. And then we've got Negro Lily for, again, a very solid G-Guard for those interesting plays. So having this card reprinted is pretty nice, especially for newer players that haven't really gotten into Grand Blue. So, 3 more packs to go. I don't... which clans have I not got? I believe Gold Paladin? Shadow Paladin? What's the third one? Well, we find out... Oh, third one is Aqua Force. Okay. So, I believe we still... So, these are Gold Paladin and Shadow Paladin. Interesting enough that both... Only Royal Paladin didn't get caught already. So, for Aqua Force, we got the Stand Trigger. Supersonic Center. I don't know if it's actually played till this day anymore, but it was a very important crit to have, so it got very expensive very quickly. Tidal Assault, same story, but don't know if it's still used till this day, thanks to the inclusion of the new Tidal Assault and new restanders they have access to. Also, the Tevis Grade 3. This is actually, I'm not sure if it's actually played. It's a restand and a rear guard, so might still be useful to this day. Galvilia, however, is still really good, and it was a rare, so having this in triple R foiling is very nice. And then for the stride, we also have Alexandros. Again, a very good stride to have. And now it's a low rarity version because it was already a GR, but having it more easy accessible is very nice. And then finally, we've got Ice Barrier Dragon. I'm not sure how good this G-Guard is, but it's nice to have another G-Guard accessible besides Galvilia. So we're going to do that here because I've run out of room for the camera. Then this should be Gold Pen. Yeah, this is Gold Pen. Okay, so we've got Catch Skull Liberator. Now we've got the Old Gurgrit. Again, one of those reprints that just to have a grade 3 in the list. Then we also have the import of Prominence Glare of Azure Flames. I'm not really keen about this card, but again, it's an import, so it's fine to have this, just like Turnabout. Then we have the Gurgit Stride, the original Gurgit Stride, which is pretty solid. Then we have the other Gurgit Stride again, which is solid. And we also have Glorious Raining Dragon, which is also a really solid stride. And then for the G-Guard, we've got Golden Beast Slamey Flare. Overall, the G-Zone for golds, it's actually pretty solid. Just only on these cards alone, you're already pretty far away. I think the only thing that you actually miss is the Premium Collection Stride to Superior Stride during the main phase, Spare Cross or X-Cross Dragon something. And then an Ultima. And Ultima can be now top box stopper in common, so that shouldn't be too pricey as well. And then for the final pack, we got Shadow Peddling, so we've got Cursed Eye Raven. Then we got Belial Owl, a very important card as well, so both triggers are very strong. Then we've got Estros, again very strong. Then we got Phantom Blast Dragon, but this is not the normal Phantom Blast Dragon. This is the Break Ride, I believe. Then we've got Dragfall Luard. I think this card is still used, even with the introduction of the new Luard, but I'm not sure on that, but I believe it is. And then we've got the Morfessa Stride, very important, but also for Premium Collection 2019. And then we've got Plotmaker, which is also a very important G-Guard for the clan as well. So this is once again one of those packs. Just get the pack, and you're almost completely done with everything you're gonna need for the clans as a whole to build everything. And that's basically all the reprints that we've got. So this is a lot of cards. This is, if I get the box, this is how many cards in total? This is 168 cards, or should I say 169, because we also have the promo or the box stopper. So 169 cards we have here. Basically buy 3 more boxes, and I have the entire place to all the cards, which is really nice. It can be expensive, but luckily you don't have to be that expensive about the cards, because again, you can go to Parkage to order your cards if you need specific playsets, or just specific cards alone, 1 or 2 copies, because this set makes Premium a lot more accessible and also a good entry level for a lot of new players diving into the format. So this is always a very exciting time to see, with these Revival Selection sets. Especially if they're done right, like this one, because that makes a lot more people interested in the format as a whole. So I hope you guys enjoyed the opening, and again, thank you Parkage for sending this box and sponsoring the video. Definitely check out their site and order some very nice cards on their store, and don't forget to use the discount code TIMELEAP5 to get 5% discount on your order. But with that said, guys, I've been Mr. Time Leap, and I'll see you guys in the next one!